In the landscape of figure photography, one group strived for tangible and dynamic displays.
No time to explain, get in the rows!
Y'all ready?
Yeah, let's go.
We are live, Boog. Oh, we are live. Yes, sir.
We're officially back at it.
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition of the grand design, some people say, is even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls. 'Cause all I see is a tower of dreams, real love bursting out of every scene. It's the bigger love of the family.
The Articulated Comic Book Art Podcast is filmed in front of a live virtual audience and is funded in part by viewers just like you. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, sir. David Walton?
Richolas.
Listening? Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This isn't Boog Nice 10. This isn't Fabio. It's me, Rick, from the podcast. And we're here. We're doing it live. I'll write it, you damn it. We're here. I have guest co-hosts, David Walton, Mike Wiseman, here with me tonight. Boog is running a little bit late, but he will be here. I swear to God. And if he isn't, he's going to get spanked live on air.
Dare I say he'll be here in a New York minute?
Whoa.
I'm trying to fill the pun void.
Oh, man. You're killing it. I love it.
A great start.
Yeah. A beautiful, beautiful start. Poncho is also indisposed, but maybe he'll hop in, maybe ask a question or two or something. But I think
falling like flies these days.
Dude, can you believe this? We're carrying this thing on our back.
Hold on. Before we get started, I don't like lying to the A.C.B.A. and broader community. Last time we were all here, I do believe that somebody owed us a story about some animal adventures and escapades, and we did not deliver.
They did?
It didn't happen. Michael, would you today can you grace us with a story of what antics you and the animals have been getting into?
Michael,
what was the last thing you heard?
Oh man, you know my favorite go-to is always the saga of the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, but that was like a while ago now.
Was it?
Still my favorite. I think
So-
that was during the pandemic.
Yeah, so like a year or two ago, this cat started coming around as like a kitten, like a black and white kitten, and we were taking care of it. And then we found out later the neighbors were taking care of it, and it was a boy cat. And so we're like, all right, whatever, we'll just share this cat. And then he brings a little gray kitten around, and then kind of like keeps her close to him and raises her. He's kind of like grooming her. And
So
then
cat you took in
brought-
a pet.
Yes. And then when she was like a couple months after that, like she was in heat and he was gonna be like the dad, but this other cat showed up that looks like a cow. It's like black and white.
Mm-hmm.
I found out from a neighbor his name's Rocket. That's a whole other story. But Rocket shows up, takes out neighbor cat, like fucks him up because he's still a young buck, and then gets the little gray cat pregnant. Okay. So she has like 6 or 7 babies across the street, like in the neighbor's driveway. But the neighbor just doesn't really like care about them or notice them or whatever. So I'll go out and feed them and talk to them and play with them. And long story long, not all the babies make it. Some of them got ran over, some of them got eaten by something, whatever. And 3 of them end up surviving to adulthood. And those are like the main characters of the story.
So, and when was this? How long ago did this happen?
Maybe started like a year or 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. 3 at the most, but maybe like 2 years ago started. And then, so those 3 kittens I took in and raised when the mom ditched them. And so I was taking care of her kids and her ex-boyfriend, the black cat. And then the dad and her like just disappeared for like 6 months. Then she shows up again and she drops off like 8 new kittens. And she's like, all right, I'm out. Well, she raises them for like a month and then she's like, all right, I'm out. And so,
all right, well, hold on. I'm gonna pause us right there. I know that the story can only get better, but we got to keep everybody engaged. So tune in next week. Be sure to catch us on Pussy Pals, YouTube number one.
Pussy Pals.
YouTube's number one cat and kitten podcast.
Well, there's gonna be later on in this same story, there will be more cats, at least 2 birds and 3 dogs involved in this story. No, I'm sorry, 4 dogs involved in this story.
Incredible. Incredible.
Yeah. Look, this is what happened when Boog and P and Fab isn't here. We basically shift the whole format.
We don't
Pussy Pals.
We don't got the book going. What are we talking about right now? To stop us. But we have something even better than Boog stopping us from having a Pussy Pals episode. And it's an incredible guest. A guest that's here to let his nuts hang.
Could it be?
To do a little victory lap. Ever heard of the Cursed Dead? Ever heard of it?
Let's get
Successful Kickstarter? Ever heard of it?
175K in the bag, baby.
I think I'd rather be part of the Pussy Pals.
Man, there you go.
Catchy, right? A.C.B.A. Pussy Pals. It can be like our own little underground podcast.
I mean, like, it's got a nice ring.
His kingdom for the adventure of a lifetime. You hear that?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well,
unreal. Yeah, we're gonna be wearing those shirts at Comic-Con, and people are just gonna be like, "What the fuck is up with those guys?" Huh?
Yeah.
What happened to A.C.B.A? Why are they?
Check out the Pussy Pals.
Hashtag Pussy Pals.
Hey. Yeah, everybody's gonna be at the bar. Where's the Pussy Pals? Where are they? Where they at?
I mean, like,
hold on, sir. We're getting your margaritas as soon as we can.
I'm ditching all the other crews, guys. I'm Pussy Pals.
Pussy Pals. Hey.
Cheney's gonna have an emergency meeting. Like, I don't know what's going on with Adam, but lately he's been with the Pussy Pals every second he can get.
And what's really great and wholesome about it is that, like, your grandma can rock a Pussy Pals shirt when she's hanging out with all of her friends at like the nursing home and shit with like her cat on it. Come on, bro.
Granny's Pussy Pals, baby. That's unreal.
Hey,
there's a lot of different cat colors involved in the story.
Let's jump into this Cursed Dead, though. How are you so composed right now, sir? How are you not like? You should have your shirt off. You should have hashtag we did it. Hashtag about that life. Hashtag fully funded. Come on, bro.
I am exhausted. That's why. I am like spent, guys, like emotionally, physically, every illy way.
Well, that means you already called the in-laws, huh? Like, I fucking told you. I fucking told you.
Don't ever doubt me. I'm Jordan's husband. Don't doubt me.
My entire family, my son, my wife, the animals, all of them are like, you have forsaken us for a month. And it's continuing tonight, lined up multiple streams hopping around. So and then
Papa's in his bag, though. Papa's in his bag.
Yeah, tomorrow too. Tomorrow I think I'm hopping between two different streams until we end at 6 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I mean it's surreal, like that we are already funded, and now we're just working towards like stretch goals. And the cool thing about that too is Kickstarter has like a newer feature. I don't exactly know how new it is. It might have been around for a little while. It's new to me, where they allow you to turn on late pledges. So we have enabled that. So there will be late pledges available, but the price goes up a few bucks. It will still be less than Big Bad Toy Store.
Okay.
But it will be more than what it is now in the campaign. So anyone that is interested and is like good to go should lock in your pledge. if you want to add on a stretch goal, they're available. Like you can add them on now. And then what will happen is any late pledges still goes towards that goal. So if we hit that goal in late pledges, the stretch goals are happening. The thing is if you lock it in, if you lock in the add-on stretch goal now, you get it at that $40 price point. If you wait until it like potentially gets unlocked, then you're probably going to be paying a few dollars extra. So
you said this is a new feature that Kickstarter has.
Yeah, it's called late pledges, and basically all it does is anyone who missed the boat or didn't hear about it or just wasn't able to get their act together in time to back a Kickstarter campaign, there's this ability to turn it on, and then you can have it set for a certain amount of time. I don't have it set for a certain amount of time right now. We're going to keep it open at the moment kind of indefinitely, but that is going to be based on when the factory needs our final count for everything. So as of right now, it's going to be open for a while, so we will have an extended time period to kind of unlock stretch goals. So I'm hopeful that we'll continue being able to make a little bit more headway towards that.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Bro, honestly, I just don't even know where to begin. Like, keeping it a buck, Adam. I know this isn't your first rodeo. Were you surprised?
It feels like I've just been beaten at a rodeo.
Baby, right? But were you surprised or shocked to see that you guys already made it across the initial goal of the 170?
Oh man, I mean, like I did Toying Around's stream yesterday. As soon as I got home from work, I did Unboxing Thursdays, and we were like really close.
Yeah.
And then I hopped immediately, like signed off of there and immediately jumped in with the Toy Migos. And I think it was like 20 minutes or so into Toy Migos, we got funded. So it was very surreal, like I got the email and everything on my phone, like, hey, congratulations, you've been funded. And I was just like, oh crap. I feel like I was so tired that I couldn't even be that, like I was excited, but it was like also at the same point, I'm like, I am so exhausted.
So I want to know, because as you're married, I'm married, a lot of us collectors are married and have girlfriends.
Ew, gross, dude.
Yeah, see,
a wife? What are you, gay?
But when your wife
still do that,
when you ran and told your wife that it was funded, what was her true response? Was it on some which route did she take? The whole I knew it was Dave.
She is not here right now. She's actually, because she's got some like, so she works a little bit, like she commutes pretty far. So she's actually she has a big work event going on. But she texted me. She was very excited. I think she was more excited than I was, because I was still at that point of like just not knowing what the hell was going on.
The initial shock.
Yeah. When I picked up my son from school today, though, it was the first thing he said to me. It was like, "Congratulations!" And I was just like, "Oh man, it's so crazy." Everyone's all excited, and I'm still like, "Is this real? Is this?" I don't like. I'm in a dazed state.
He woke up this morning, checked the fucking account, like, wait, was it a fucking dream? Was this Ernie's practical joke?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I messaged Bill yesterday and was like, congratulations. And I was like, I hope you're somewhere getting wasted. And then I could just tell his energy. He was gassed. Like he was really gassed. So congrats to Phil, wherever you are tonight, bro. I hope that you are fully indulging in both the Irish and Mexican sides of your heritage.
Yeah, he's been MIA for me. Like I keep texting. We played phone tag a little bit today, but like I haven't even actually spoken directly to him. Like we've left each other messages and texted one another, but I'm like, the hell, man, where are you? I think he's in disbelief as well.
I was gonna say, did you ever figure out what happened to him last night? Did he fall?
Yeah, no, it's I did not hear from him last night, but then when I woke up this morning and I was posting IG stories and reposting and doing all this stuff, I noticed that he had then he had accepted some collaboration posts and reposted things. So I was like, oh, okay, he's alive. That's the important part.
Speak of the devil, there he is on screen.
Indeed.
So what you didn't speak on it, but what are the stretch goal numbers now? What are we looking to hit next?
Yeah, so for the Mangler, which is the our gill man, you know, the creature from the Black Lagoon kind of take, that is 250K. So it is a little ways off, but it is possible. And I will say this, Big Bad Toy Store, from my discussions with them, they might be upping their numbers as well. It won't go directly into the Kickstarter, I think, at this point. Like, instead, you know, because we are funded already, so they don't need to be putting more money in that, to which then Kickstarter takes a cut. So instead, if they up their order quantity, that would be directly paid to Toy DNA Kirstead. And we will, that whatever that number is, will also go towards us potentially unlocking some more stuff. So and then that counts for other retailers as well. So I know a couple people have been talking about, hey, they want other online retailers to carry the Cursed Dead. We're obviously willing to talk to anyone about that. So, you know, any of that money goes towards unlocking more stuff, and we're going to be very transparent in, you know, through Kickstarter updates and everything. And, you know, we want to show you guys the whole manufacturing process. Like, I'm a giant nerd for that stuff, so I want to keep people involved in the whole process. So obviously my goal
You're not gonna like blur the child workers' faces or nothing like that?
No, I'm going to share them and
Full
give you
transparency.
their names and social security numbers or whatever.
Dude, go to the factory, recruit some more pussy pals. It'll be the best. It'll be awesome.
Make that shit pop.
We're not messing around here, guys. Timu used to use this place, okay?
Yeah.
Exactly. So you brought up something that kind of like made my wheels start turning. I've been since you guys were on last, I've been making it a point daily to go on to the Kickstarter. I've been searching. Thank you, because I hadn't seen this yet. I've kind of been looking at the different chats that people were having about the Cursed Dead. One thing that has been kind of consistent is that people have been talking about different color variations of what they would like to see of certain characters. So as you mentioned earlier about different online or different e-tailers carrying the Cursed Dead line, would you guys ever considering partnering with a shop and doing like an exclusive?
Absolutely.
Like
The big thing with that is hitting whatever our minimum order quantity is. So as long as the online retailer or group, whoever wants an exclusive, if they can hit that MOQ number, then totally, you know, like that's the main thing. So I have quotes from 3 different factories. That's how we created this Kickstarter and went into it. But Ace from Ramen Toys actually chimed in during a live stream and was like, hey, I'm available also to provide a quote. So we're getting a 4th quote as well to see.
Nice.
I actually just ordered one of their you know, the Top Gun figures because I want to check it out myself. And you know, we have Chinese New Year is going on right now.
Yeah,
it finishes like around like Valentine's
excuse
Day.
you, Adam. It's the Lunar New Year.
Sorry,
okay?
Lunar
Many
New-
cultures celebrate this revolution.
I am very uncultured. I am sorry.
Michael's fluent in DEI.
Yeah. But we're hoping to have a full decision on who the factory is very soon, and I will obviously talk about that too, because some of them are factories that, you know, genuinely like people are familiar-ish with, you know, or at least with other products that they make. But again, I don't want to speak too soon on any of that.
Yeah, I think Wade before. Shout out to Wade. Ever heard of him? Unparalleled Universe. He's a toy
I'm
maker
familiar.
now.
I think that
he's a toy maker now. He's not
supposed to jump on there at some point this evening, I think.
Yeah, I think when his funded, and he finally locked down the factory, he did the same thing. He told everybody, like, yeah, I'm at the factory where this is made and this is made. So like, you know, it's going to be good if I'm going to this person or that person. So that's great transparency too. It always gets people a little more hyped up. Like, oh shit, you're where Jada's at, or you're where this company's at. It's great.
Yeah, make sure they don't catch the CT logos in the background. But hey, lower angle.
Oh shit. So can I ask a question? A little maybe behind the scenes that people sometimes wonder about. As we're talking about like factories and product getting manufactured, can you speak a little bit about what's the process like for when you guys do your runs to make sure, and nobody likes to have QC problems, but I know it's something that you have to account for. So maybe can you pull the veil back a little bit on what that's like and how you guys make sure that you have some overage?
I think that I'm even going to share a lot of that process. Just because like I think that I'm not the only one that's interested in that. I think that, and my thought is otherwise, if like people aren't interested in it, they can just ignore emails. Like it's very easy to ignore emails. So the Kickstarter updates, we'll post them. They go out, they email out to every single backer. And I'm going to show them that basically the first thing that the factories usually do is they have their hard copies, which are just resin hard copies, which is very similar to like our playable drinker prototype. This one that I have, that's just a 3D print that we put together. A 3D print that we've put together. That's still
clip that chat. Apart. Clip that. You all saw it. No,
exactly. So it's none of the joint tolerances are done or anything. Right. It's like it's mostly it's all one material. So obviously that doesn't allow for like tight joint tolerances and everything.
Yeah.
And basically it's not an injection molded plastic piece. So you get that from the factory first. Some of them refer to them as like fine cuts. There's lots of different names. I will share whatever the factory that we use refers to them as, so that way you guys can kind of learn right along with us.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what's up, Boog?
Hey, it's Boog Nice.
Hey, gentlemen. How y'all doing?
What up, Bug?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, sir. Congratulations.
Thanks, dude.
Welcome.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah.
He's got the pussy pals on his back. It's good.
David was just asking about process stuff with the factory, so I was just kind of explaining that. And
it's funny. I need to ask you something offline about something with that actually too later.
Hells yeah. You know where to reach me.
How you just jump in with some mystery type shit? You stay dropping every time.
I need to talk to you about that thing. That one guy. That one down. Talk to me.
Hells yeah. So and then after that, that's when they actually cut the steel for the actual injection molding plastic. So that process takes like a couple of months. So after we get our initial resin version from the factory, then we'll have a little bit of a period where they're just working on cutting steel. And when they're doing that, I'll send updates like packaging update, because we'll be working on packaging artwork, stuff like that in the meanwhile. So I will continue updating, but there will be like kind of a slow period when it comes to news about the actual toys being developed, because that is a serious process. Once they have the steel cut, though, they start running test shots. So the test shots are the ones that are like the funny colored plastic, whatever they have around the factory. And that's when they'll do some testing, and then they'll also start to send us our samples that are these funny color plastic. So that way we can look at it, make sure everything is functioning correctly, make sure the joint tolerances are working. We give any notes. And that's the stuff that, like, again, I want to share the whole process of, because I'm into that. Again, people can ignore the email if they so desire. Once that fine tuning is all done, then they actually start manufacturing these. So our 9 figures, maybe 10, maybe 11, depends on how we do with these late pledges. But they'll start the runs, and then that is going to again take a couple of months. But I'm hoping that by the end of 2025, we should have some stuff pretty far along that you guys will start getting a good look at what we're going to expect from final product. And the goal is to stay on target with our March 2026, starting to ship these. And obviously, I'll keep everyone apprised of any changes along the way. But, unless there's something where we it's going to affect quality, we're going to try our best to stay on time with all of these. So,
and here's the real production question. Which one of you is going to go to the factory in China, and why is it Nico?
It's funny because I've been in the toy industry since 2001. So we're talking over 2 decades, and I have not been to China. I've not been to a factory yet. It's something I would like to do. So it depends on the world and what travel is like, what relations are like. But I would absolutely love to go visit the factory. These days it's like it used to be common where there would be a factory rep, like someone would go and like oversee the final steps, because you're not waiting. You're able to sit there and like say, hey, make these changes. And then the next day you get to start seeing results from those changes that you've asked for.
Yeah.
These days it's like, with video and email, and then also with like, FedEx or DHL, like it's like you can do things pretty quickly and potentially less expensive by just doing it that
makes
way.
Not that much sense basically to have.
So honestly, like I would love to go. It's going to be a matter of like, whether or not it makes financial sense and if the world actually is going to allow for that.
Yeah. Okay. That's incredible.
I dig that. Where are we in what time? It's still how many days left?
Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific is when
clock is striking
6:05 p.m. o'clock Pacific.
Yeah, we're like about 24 hours and 28 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's going to be live on Wade's stream.
Yeah, we're doing it live.
What
do you mean? I thought y'all was going on Wade's this evening.
He's doing
tonight, but we're not doing an all-nighter.
I was going to say, so you're doing the marathon?
No one wanted to do an all-nighter, myself included.
Yeah, it takes a certain level of energy to do that. I bet your ass would have been doing a marathon had those numbers not hit.
I mean, that's probably true. I would have been like a total zombie, just begging people.
That's all right.
I mean, I'm still begging people. I would love for people to go in there because, like, I want to get closer to unlocking. So it's like I'm hoping that people, now that it's funded, have the confidence that's like, oh, these toys are going to happen, and we're going to make high quality toys. Like that's just the way it is. I will accept nothing less. So the Cursed Dead Wave 1 is happening, guys. Like it's like that's the part that's still a bit surreal to me, but very exciting at the same time. It's happening. So
job's not done.
And can I make a plug for you? I want to do a plug for you that you won't do. I don't advise you to do this plug. I will do this plug.
Plug them up,
dude.
The Kickstarter has 24 hours, 27 minutes left. I have seen some chatter where people are like, oh man, if you look at the price on BBTS, it's more than it is for the Kickstarter. And when I saw people make that comment, I was like, then go fund the fucking Kickstarter. Because while the process is what the process is, you will be kicking yourself if you do not save a couple of bucks and apply that money toward doubling up on your order, as opposed to paying a late tax to get them when the time comes this time next year, when everybody has them in hand and is talking about how dope these figures are, posed with their Mephisto, posed with their Goblin Queen, posed with all their anime characters, posed with their Hellboy. You're going to be
you have a custom Mephisto also? Because I have a custom Mephisto.
Well, no, but I am rubbing my Magic 8-Ball over here, and I'm confident that Hasbro will come through. I'm not a Hasbro. This is not shilling, but I'm confident that we'll end up with a quality, not the X-Men 97 one, because that one was like a kiddie version. I got a feeling. But if they don't come through, I'll be getting a custom one too. I'm looking at you because you're a pervert, and I can only imagine. Pussy Pals Unite.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
I know.
Oh, come on, David.
I know. So it's funny.
What's the name of the crew that we're a part of? Has Boog heard about this yet?
Heard of OG founding member.
Wait, what? What? What are we talking about?
You into the Pussy Pals?
The what?
Look.
Look, I heard that in his voice. He's married now, so he had to.
My wife is sitting right here on the couch.
See,
Please
I know
welcome
where
me.
she's
Ask
What?
Macy
I'm a member of who?
ask Macy to leave the room, Boog. It's gonna get graphic.
I'm a member of what?
Boog, this is what happens when you show up late to streams on your own damn YouTube channel.
Crazy.
Yeah, don't worry. You'll hear about it later. You'll get the
All right.
hashtag. People gonna start posting that shit on all your pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So for people who may be joining the cast and who don't know or are late to the game, do you want to do your elevator pitch real quick while Rick maybe pulls some pictures back up or Pete pulls some pictures back up?
Yeah, I don't know who that was. It wasn't me.
Was it who? Was it you?
If you don't know about this, then I have not been doing a good job for the past month talking about it on every single platform.
Get them.
So the Cursed Dead, it's our 1/12 scale line. It is monsters, demons, creatures, mutates, all sorts of great looking villains that you can either read the backstories of and collect as the Cursed Dead, or you can integrate this with a ton of different 1/12 scale, 6-inch collections. So these will make great villains for a ton of other action figures. These things are ridiculously articulated. I am an articulation junkie, and I promise you, these things are gonna move.
Between the living.
Whoa. Oh, Jesus.
Josh Falcon's weird, sexy voice.
I want to say this for people who haven't seen this yet. I would love to watch the commercial if we can. Okay, and then
just in start and stop though.
Yeah, and we're gonna watch it just like this for like the next 30 minutes. And I would love to. I saw in another stream you played the fucking song.
Oh, the Krankle song.
You guys' version of the Krampus.
Yeah, it's Phil's Christmas his new Christmas creature. That's actually it's supposed to be an alien that's obsessed with Santa. And Phil is a super creative, warped genius. And that Krankle song is terrifying, man.
Can you please play it? Because A, I fell in love with the backstory of the character. B, I love the accessory that you guys have with the character of like the face of like that fake mall Santa but bloody type face.
Yeah.
And then when you hear that freaking song, bro.
Dude, yeah, the song has the classic Grinch and Oogie Boogie Nightmare Before Christmas kind of vibes to it.
But on fentanyl.
Phil and Josh crushed it. That's the song. Who's in control here? Rick, is that you?
No, I think it's either Poncho or
I think it's P.
I think it's Poncho.
Okay, Poncheezy.
You scrolled over it earlier, P. When
If you scroll down through the campaign, down closer to the bottom of it, there's a YouTube link to the Krankle. And yeah, he's like the second one up from the bottom, I believe, right before the Wendigo. There it is.
Go.
You found it.
Bro.
There he is.
If you guys haven't heard this yet, it's like 2 minutes, but every minute it gets better. Every second it gets better and better. It's like
Poncheezy, just to give you the heads up, there's a point in the video where you think it's over. It's not over.
Yeah, crank your crankles to this one.
Holy cow.
Hold on.
Wow.
Yep.
So who did the voiceover? That was pretty nice.
That's Phil. That's Phil's voice singing.
Really?
Phil wrote the lyrics and then sang that. Josh Falcon did the music and the mixing and everything for it. But yeah, that's Phil, the sounds of Phil's voice. And him and Josh have had multiple bands together too. So like,
Yeah,
these
I
guys
want
are
to
both
find their
musically
music.
talented.
I want to find their music so fucking bad. He shut it down last time. I was like, wait, what did you say? Mari Machas? What's going on?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I really,
Josh is very protective about it because he's worried about, I guess, offending people or something.
Wow.
But yeah, I have no idea.
Oh man, yeah.
So
when he talked about their mariachi suits and like the names on the back, like
Yeah.
Pinche Güero and whatnot, I was like, oh man, I gotta find this.
I missed that part of the combo.
Yeah, that was last night on Toy Migos. He went on a little more detail.
Was that last
it.
night? It all blurs together to me
Yeah,
at this point.
and you know the best,
been a long month.
the best time you'd showed that Crankle video was last night too, when
yeah?
Kevin and DK played it, and after it was over, they were both genuinely like, "What the fuck was that?"
Bothered, right?
They were like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, that's fucked
Yeah,
up."
that shit.
It is. It's like
amazing.
So Crankle, like it's like that's Phil like recorded the song and like that's all I knew about it for a little while. But then like I think it was on a stream is when Phil started explaining the rest of his backstory, where it's like, no, Crankle is an alien that, you know, was obsessed with human culture, specifically about Santa Claus. So he became like, you know, single white female of Santa Claus, and just, you know, wanted to be him so badly that he decided to take it upon himself to help Santa by, you know, he knows Santa doesn't like when little kids stay up late trying to catch a peek. So Crankle is the enforcer of that, and he takes it really freaking far.
Incredible.
So here's a fun question. Do you guys have, given you're creating lore, do you guys copyright your lore and your characters?
I believe that, so Josh has been in charge of a lot of the more business side of things, and I believe he has done some copyright trademarky stuff. But again, like me, I'm the guy that gets to go run around and be on
Josh
stream.
watching the stream right now. Write that down.
Do
Write that down.
all the marketing, all the social media, all of the overseeing product development. You know, like I wear the different hats.
Yeah.
Not the. I don't put on a business suit.
I only ask because the lore just for that story alone about an alien obsessed with human culture, and he latches on to the whole Santa Claus premise, but mixing it with the whole mythos of aliens abducting humans and blah blah blah. That's kind of crazy,
good.
bro. I can see that in a movie.
That's it. Like it's like literally like that's. I love that, you know, like Phil came up with some really, really cool backstories for all of these characters. And you know, I think I've said it a couple times and probably with you guys. I mostly like I took what he wrote and I just edited it into like, hey, I want to make this all work as like little bios, like G.I. Joe file card kind of thing. So my input was like I got to do a little bit of creative writing with it, because like I was taking like the meat that he made and then kind of tailoring it into like, hey, this tells the story and this does this. So I had a blast doing it because it just made me fall more in love with these characters. And I really do think that we have a really nice IP developed here that is either, you know, it's an anthology series, and whether that's comic books or, you know, TV or movies or whatever it could be, like there's a bunch of characters here that individually could stand on their own, and then having them as part of like, hey, we have an overall story idea for these guys as well. It could be something really cool, like obviously toys are first and foremost for us, but it would be pretty dope if we
make it a
developed
graphic
it into
novel.
something
Is that
else.
what you're saying? A graphic novel to go with your anthology series?
Dude, that'd be
Get
amazing.
some Dark Horse or IDW crossover.
That shit would be dope.
Definitely don't want it distributed by Diamond, but
No.
Oh,
right.
hey.
We're gonna move on from that quickly. So one more thing about the whole Crankle. I'm going to make it my mission, Christmas 2025. I'm going to download that song. My family has like a bunch of Christmas traditions where we like play music, trim the tree, do that whole shit. And I'm going to
sneak it
in and not say anything and act like I have no idea where it is, where it came from, and scare the shit out of my kids.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
My son is still not okay with that. It's creepy, man.
That's really cool, man. Shout out to Phil. You are a genius, but also a little bit of a psychotic genius.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. You when you were on here last time, you teased a little bit about Wave 2. Wave 2 is now looking like more of a reality. Like what now that this KS has been funded, what does this now mean for Wave 2 and potential waves in the future?
I mean, Wave 2. So we are going to straight up. We've already worked. There's development done on Wave 2. There's development done on like Wave 1.5, which is more characters using the initial base body. But we've already created the base body for Wave 2. We've actually moved it way further along than anyone has actually, because we've teased stuff on Instagram previously, so people have seen like the werewolf that we printed as a 2-up in gray, pig, and then there's even our Phil's take on Krampus as a digital sculpt was teased on Instagram ways back as well. But we've taken it further than that. We've pretty much finalized the articulation on it as well. The idea is we'll bring the whole development of Wave 2 to completion on our end, but if we're going to do a Kickstarter, which likely it's kind of a necessity for us, unless we do have some other way to finance this, like whether that is through successful other ways of developing the IP or something. But otherwise, we're going to do a Kickstarter for Wave 2, but we'll do that after we've got Wave 1 in people's hands. We want people to see the quality of the pieces. It's only going to instill more confidence, and also like I think that it'll create way more hype for Wave 2. So the idea is we'll have Wave 2 ready to go, so that way once people get Wave 1 in hands, we can start the path going with Wave 2.
Okay,
beautiful. I love it.
Just to be clear, Wave 2 is going to have potentially some of those kind of bigger figures that we talked about.
So it'll be a new base body, which is that like it's more of like for like you guys speak toy like I do. So like a Thor or Hercules size body, like our body now is like like a super lean, skinny guy, but tall. It's like this will be, probably a little bit taller and then, thicker, but not. We also, Phil has already developed a third base body, which is like what I refer to as the Hulk size body as well. So all of that's going to be coming at some point.
So you're starting out with kind of like demon supermodels. Then you get to like some big boys. And then you make it to the big backs by Wave 3.
Yeah.
More money, more body. I get it. Yeah, I can dig that. Can I ask you a question? Do you
no.
if you spoil something and you go in a different direction though? What would be like your dream monster or dream like demon or dream figure to make? Because I saw the werewolf. I'm falling in love with it already. Bill kind of spilled for Frijoles a little bit by saying that somewhere in that crazy mind of his is like his take on Frankenstein.
I honestly like Phil and I have like he's done some early development on Frankenstein, and like Frankenstein is one where it's like he had shown me like his initial images, like the digital sculpt, and like I brought him into photo. Like my day job at Gentle Giant is like guys will do the digital sculpts, and before we show them to the clients and everything, it's like if I want to get my licks in, I bring it into Photoshop, I do some overlays, mess around with it until I get it where I really like it. And then they'll make the tweaks, then send it back to me. And then I send them off to the client. So I did that kind of process with Phil on the drinker, and then a little bit on the werewolf body, and then a little bit on our Frankenstein big guy body. And the Frankenstein body, like the ideas that we have for like differentiating our take on Frankenstein than what everyone has seen before. I'm psyched for it. It is very different than everything that's at least out there right now that I've ever seen. There's a lot of it's not a strictly traditional book definition of Frankenstein like we saw from the Four Horsemen Figura Obscura release that they just did. This is like no, this is Toy DNA Cursed Dead take on Frankenstein's monster, and there is some really cool stuff. I would love to tease it at some point, but I also feel like we got to keep some of those cards in our back pocket, so that way no one just ganks them.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
So, do you guys, Rick, Boog, Mike, do you guys have something that you think you would like to see show up in the line of the Cursed Dead? Wave 3, Wave 4?
I think the thing that I'd want to see most, he's been saying that he's going to do anyways, that I was another Gordy head, right? You said you were going to look into the one with more faces and whatnot. Yeah, that's what that's the character I like the most. So I
want to do like accessory packs, and it's like whether they're like specific to certain characters or like can work with like multiple. Like it's like I think a Gordy theme, like it depends on the character. Like some of them should be like themed for like, hey, this is all stuff to go with Gordy if you really like it. But otherwise, we could do accessory packs where there's like, gory parts or weapons or stuff like, like that, where it can be more generic
body,
accessory pack. Yeah. Like, so we have lots of ideas, and we've been, talking to people in through social media and like in different posts where it's like, throw in ideas. Like we're listening to everything, and like, willing to do whatever as long as it makes sense.
Yeah. See, in the side chat right here, we got one of the pussy pals right here telling us, Pancho, he's missing in action right now, but he's there in spirit. He's saying, do a kappa for people to pair with their TMNT. What about a kappa? Huh?
I mean, like, honestly, like, obviously Dr. Crane can kind of slide into certain people's TMNT collections. So there's no reason why we can't do our own takes on all sorts of characters. It's like, we're trying our best not to do the thing that, a lot of people do, where it's like infringing on someone else's intellectual property. Like, we of course we have influences from other stuff out there, like that's it. But we're trying not to just make like, oh, this is not X character, we don't want to just do a blatant kind of thing like that, because it's like, I get why, and it's like I buy. That's like, like I have my Muff toys. Like this definitely isn't Clark Kent, but
Muff.
I love it and I buy it, but like that's not what we're trying to do with Toy DNA and Cursed Dead. We're trying to develop our own kind of little world. If people want to use it with other collections or other toy lines, cool. But we're not trying to make replacement characters,
Yeah.
I'd like to see you guys' takes on harpies and mermaids.
Good. Phil really, really wants to do, like, that's likely, like, Wave 4 is going to be a female kind of centric thing. So, sorry for everyone out there that would like to see them sooner than that. but
sorry to all the aspiring pussy pals.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah, the pussy pals are gonna have to wait.
We're gonna get there because I'm gonna follow that up. I thought I would like to see like a succubus or a character with like wings.
Yeah. I'll straight up tell you this. We actually developed wings for the skinny base body already. We have them digitally sculpted.
There we go.
The big problem with wings, guys, is that like tooling for wings, it's like it's all about the cavity, the size, the negative space, and the size of the steel. And it's like our tooling budget would have doubled to add wings in. And it's
and I've heard from a lot of people that it's not just the tooling, but that like you lose articulation possibly.
It depends. Right? In trying to exactly. So like we were working that out as like we were like, hey, well, you can't, if we have bicep swivels, a ball jointed shoulder, and butterfly joints, and then a big arm that are wings or something like that, it's like, are we going to be able to support all of that weight with a skinny body and it not be like a floppy, annoying met? So it was like it just started to open up a can of worms where we're like, listen, it's something we want to do. We obviously, we wanted to do it enough that we digitally sculpted and we went into like down that path. But it was like, it's maybe not initially. I mean, like at the same point, if this campaign had like blown the doors off and we were like, I would have started showing stuff like that. And just been like, if we're making, $500,000, then we'll make wings. We'll figure it out, like we will make them and we will figure it out as we go because we will have the budget to do so. With that said, it's not off the table by any means. It's something we absolutely want to do. We just need to be smart about how we do it.
Yeah. One thing that I thought was gonna happen, but it didn't, was that I thought just Phil being who he is, I thought that skinny body would eventually be used for a chupacabra.
I
thought we'd see it
for a future wave too, buddy.
Yeah, Rick, like, trust me, there's 6 or 7 figures that like characters that are done already that are not in this initial wave because we wanted to keep it reasonable, like we were like 9 figures is already a lot, but we were trying to get an assortment where people could find stuff that they liked and like pick and choose, not necessarily like anyone that goes all in, freaking awesome, I love you. But at the same point, we wanted to give people enough choices where it's like, oh, I like this guy and I like this guy, and like pick and choose. We didn't want to develop, 20 SKUs because like one, that's a lot of stuff. That's going to lead to our minimum order quantity on 20 SKUs. Like that would up our costs across the board. It would also keep us from being able to deliver quickly because we are then running QC on 20 different SKUs instead of 9, so it's like we were trying to find that happy medium of, hey, this is how much money it's going to cost us to make this. This is how many pieces we have. So this is where our goal will be. So that way we can afford to produce these. And it was just like kind of back and forth, mixing, matching magic numbers. And then like, figuring out which characters we were going to slot in. And let me tell you, like, it's like Phil had to like really convince me to put 2 scientists in our deluxe wave 1 offering because I was like, this is crazy, bro. Like there's 2 scientist guys, and I still think I'm like, it's still crazy to me, but I really love both of them, so I understand where he's coming from because these are all his babies, and like he was like, no, they're both awesome. And he's like, they're different, and I'm like, all right.
And I want to speak to that because I want to throw it out there. You guys did a lot of ballsy shit with this Kickstarter because I want to hear you speak to that decision and those conversations that took place behind the scenes because you didn't go just all army builders and take an easier route. And then it's also a ballsy move, like you just said, to have characters that are similar but different by having two scientists.
It is like it's like, you know, I work in the toy industry. I'm a giant toy fan. I look at it and it's like, you're in my mind, we absolutely made some of those decisions where we're eating away at our own, you know, like it's like not everyone is going to be like Dr. Crane and Dr. Scante add to cart, you know, like they're going to pick one or the other. And it's like, it to me, it hurts a little bit because I'm like, yeah, that sucks. But at the same point, like I love both of those characters now too. And it's like, I was just like, screw it. You know, there's something to be said about we need to put forward what we're passionate about and what we wanted. And that's where we wanted to go with Wave 1. So, you know, like I think, yeah, you're right. It is a little bit of a ballsy move. Ballsy might be a nice way of saying it. Might have just be stupid.
I mean,
but
no risk, no reward, right?
Brave.
Yeah,
It was
you know,
brave.
and like that's you know, the idea is that like, you know, we want this stuff, and like Phil has said it, especially about some of the characters where he's like, I want these on my shelf, like, and it's like, so we're, you know, looking out for ourselves and hoping that people also kind of these characters grow on them. And I think that this Wave 1, it's going to be one of those things where, you know, we kind of touched on it earlier, where once they do hit and once people have them in hand, I think they're going to be like, oh,
yep, 100%.
I get it now. Like I get what they're going. And it's like, that's, you know, the people that have complained that they're like, oh, it's 9 figures in Wave 1. It's all built on the same base body. And it's like, yeah, it's absolutely built on the same crazy articulated base body that we're going to make as quality as possible, that is fun to play with. So that way you have 9 different characters that are all very freaking fun, like that are hand candy, that you can sit there and mess with, that are going to look great in action figure photography, that are going to look great on your shelves as the Cursed Head, or look great fighting your, you know, Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen. Like it's like we
It's a
want
great fidget
like
toy.
Yeah, it's basically the same base body, the same super articulated base body. It's like some people I've seen say, you know, like they're like, oh, that doesn't make sense. And it's like, no, that should be part of the selling point, at least in my mind. It's like, it's going to be a badass base body. It's like, we're starting out here. It's not going to be the only body used in Cursed Dead. We've just been talking about it. There's going to be other bodies, and we're going to build, you know, like Dr. Crane has a ton of new tooling, but then stuff like, you know, the Mangler stretch goal has a 2-part, at least a 2-part head. He might actually have 3-part, but he has an articulated jaw. He's got his webbed hands, his webbed feet, and like the paint job, you get to start to see what Phil had in mind when he was doing all the different like sculpting and design work with the details, because it's like and like a lot of people have said it, they're like, oh, Mangler is our favorite. It looks so good with that body. And it's like, well, duh. Like that's what we had in mind. I'm sorry that we kept it for a stretch goal because it is one of my favorites also, but I will tell you guys this. I am going to do my damnedest to make sure that that thing is in Wave 1. Like,
hell yeah.
Whatever we need to do, you know, where, like I said, we enabled late pledges. Big Bad Toy Store will potentially have a second order in with us to, you know, like that's outside of the Kickstarter, and then other retailers that are interested. We've you know, I'm not going to name names, but we do potentially have a meeting set up with another big online retailer that was interested in carrying stuff. So, you know, we're gonna try to make these available everywhere.
Yeah, and I think I heard you say yesterday that you didn't want the anglers like antenna or whatever, and that you bargained to do the eyes like a glowing.
Yeah, we want to do glowing eyes. So
yeah.
I'm going like that's because it's still like just a digital render. We have to print out the new parts, which are basically finalized. Like Phil just needs to do the tiniest bit of work to get them printed, and then we're going to do our paint masters, whether that's Beardy or Nico or Punker Mike. So someone's going to be painting a Mangler in the very near future. I think we're going to try to do straight up glow in the dark eyes.
Hell yeah.
If for some reason we're not able to do that at the factory, I think we will be able to do it. But if for any reason we're not, we're going to do something where it gives that effect, where it's like, like an overspray around the eye to give it a glowing look or something.
Yeah, like it's painted so well to the point where you're like, oh shit, is this thing actually like it like pops?
Maybe a little added pen light or something like that would still do the trick.
Exactly. Yeah. You guys, I know you guys will be able to figure something out. But the idea is like we're gonna try for it because it is literally part of their bio and backstory. I don't know if you guys have read it yet, but it's the idea is that they come from the deep, and the first thing that you see is their glowing eyes, like from really far away, and you can't look, like you're caught like a deer in headlights, and it's like that's it. And next thing you know, you're getting eaten by the manglers.
Yeah, I like
married. No.
Married. Damn. Are you talking about deep sea pussy pals?
You're taking it to a whole nother level now.
Dude, your mind is on 100 right now. I love it.
Yeah, people are going to be having some serious FOMO for Wave 1 because people are going to make some choices. And I think that people are like picking their favorites of what is their standout in the wave. But once you guys get in the thick of it, of Wave 2, Wave 3, people are going to look back on Wave 1 and be like, shit, I really wish I'd have got Dr. Crane, because on the secondary market now, because it is a boutique figure, he's like $300, $400, $300, $350 now, because that is our reality of crazy. That's what happens, right?
I can't imagine that happening, but I've seen crazier stuff. So we'll
in the industry,
you never know.
You never know. And it's we've all seen it. Figures that were like, even on a mass retail scale, figures that shelf warmed and nobody wanted it. And then when the time has come and then that figure pops, or that character rather pops, and people are like, oh shit, I used to see that figure everywhere, and now it's worth 3 times the price.
Oh yeah.
This is a little different given that it's a Kickstarter, but don't hesitate, guys. 24 hours left. Kickstarter is still active. The figures are available on BBTS right now as well, the whole wave. Is BBTS carrying the same bundles that you guys?
No, they only sell they're only offering individual figures.
That, sir.
So they only have the individual figures, and it's marked up based on their own markup rates. And obviously in our conversations with Big Bad Toy Store is paying like a wholesale price for these, and then that's their markup from the wholesale price. And they are a business, and like I buy stuff from Big Bad Toy Store, but I also buy imports and stuff elsewhere, because it's like you do what you do as a toy fan. So if you want to go for Big Bad Toy Store, I love Big Bad Toy Store. I use Big Bad Toy Store all the time. Anyone can use them. They're great. But literally the cheapest place you can get them right now while the campaign is still live for the next 24 hours is through the campaign. Yeah. And what David just said, that there's bundle options. Our basics are 40, and then the deluxes are 85. But if you go into the bundles, you can knock those prices down lower. It's like you just do a little bit of research. We have many bundle options. And you can stack those bundles on top of each other with using them as add-ons.
Yeah, whatever you do, just go through the Kickstarter first. But we know the game, and if you got to play the game after the Kickstarter closes, just make sure you get something on the Kickstarter just to help push this over the limit. But go ahead and do your pre-orders with Big Bad Toy Store too if you need to.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna lie to you. We got a little scared when we saw the Big Bad Toy Store prices this week.
Yeah, we're like, damn, is this gonna help? Look at us. We didn't know shit.
Scared.
They actually shared their sales numbers with me for all of the characters, and they all were selling pretty well. So
because
a lot of people just like to they're willing to I guess, pay a little bit more
Wait.
to not have to pay up
Yeah.
front.
So not have to pay up front. Yeah, for sure. Like I said, we know the game. You know.
Yeah.
You know how
and
it is.
we were scared at first, but then when we did the mathematics on it, and we were like, people pay to wait. And more importantly, BBTS already knew that they were planning to support this Kickstarter. So they had already set their late tax price up front because they can't go back later and change it. So whatever the late tax is going to be for people that miss out on the KS, we already got you, baby. Come on.
Yeah.
And you don't got to pay right now. So they know what they're doing too.
And it's a great thing that people do that, because them doing things like this and like, you know, wanting to not have to pay up front means that, you know, there's so many people supporting it in another way. And Big Bad Toy Store is willing to you know, to keep going when things like this perform so well. So that's a great thing too. As much as it sucks that it's not going directly into the Kickstarter like that, it's really great that Big Bad Toy Store is such an incredible option to so many.
No, they're awesome, and they're so supportive of like indie toy companies in general. So it's like I've been using them. They celebrated their 25-year anniversary, and it's like I've been using them since they opened their online store. So
25 years.
I love them.
Crazy. 25 years is crazy. I didn't even know BBTS had been around that long.
Yeah.
But with all that said,
and the most of the bundles will also be available in this late pledge feature that I have turned on. And again, those will stay open for a while. And they're only like, we're talking about like around like maybe $5 max up for the late pledges off of all of the different individual options. I don't even know if it's exactly that. It's like it's literally Kickstarter started this feature, and it's all like recommended things, and it's like I just went through and was like, yeah, sure, let's try it. So turned it all on. So that will be going live basically tomorrow at 6:06 p.m. Pacific time. There will be late pledge options, but again, locking it in now before that time, you get the lowest prices. The late pledge options will still be a few dollars cheaper than Big Bad Toy Store, but you know, they will. I think I'm not exactly sure how late pledge might charge you immediately when you place the order. I honestly don't know. We'll find out tomorrow.
That's a pretty new thing, you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well,
go ahead, Mike.
I can tell you something that was real easy because I just added onto my pledge right now while we were talking. So if you want to do an add-on right now, you just log back in, and then it gives you the options. Like it'll say, do you want to add any of this stuff on? I was like, yep. So I grabbed a button, like, you know, the pin of the little face to come with it too.
Hell yeah. And you've got the placards, right? The D Blake's the D Blake's make stuff.
Oh yeah, like those 3D
So D Blake made us some logo signs. So we have the Kirstead logos in black and white font, and then he did hold on, let me hold them back up. So yeah, there's the black font and the white font if you want to display Kirstead on your shelf. And there's also the bloody variant.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
So those, all three of those are available as add-ons. The black font, the white font are $20 each. Then the bloody variant is $25. And then what Michael was just saying, there's also the enamel pins as well.
Yeah, but those are limited. Actually, I should have mentioned.
Yes.
It said when I did the add-on that was 40 of them, and I grabbed number 23. So there's only like what 17 left.
Yeah, I think I had I think I had like 50 or so left, and I was like, I'm gonna set it at 40 so that way I make sure I don't run out. And people have been throwing them into as add-ons. So that is definitely limited because those already exist. I have those.
Yeah, that's
keep mine warm, dog. Come on.
You got it.
Come on, man.
It's in my back pocket right now.
Oh, perfect.
Dude, that's a tasty one. We got 2 super chats. One was really early in the show, and we just didn't have a good time to break for it. But it was from Bradley Harper. Ever heard of him?
B. Harper.
B. Harper. Shout out to B Harper.
Shout out to B Hopper.
One of the A.C.B.A. Young Gentlemen of San Diego Comic-Con last year said, "Happy Friday, gents," with a very generous super chat.
Nice.
And just a minute ago, we had an incredibly generous super chat from Tachyon Transmitter, an OG viewer. Shout out to Tachyon Transmitter. Says, "Congratulations on the Kickstarter, Adam. Back the drinker and 2 docs." There you go. See,
nice.
Don't doubt the docs. He says, "Sorry if this was already discussed, but is there any chance of retailer waves like Four Horsemen in the future? Thinking of my local horror toy store."
I
Good
mean,
question.
Absolutely open to any of that. Like I said, it's going to be so once we nail down which of our factories we're going with in the next like 2 weeks, I will get from them the hard, like this is the minimum order quantity for each of the SKUs. So I will know moving forward, like if we were to do like a paint variant or something, like, hey, we have to make X number of these. So whatever retailer is interested in exclusive, if they can, handle funding an exclusive like that, absolutely. And it's like, I want to work with everyone. We want to make as many of these as possible. I mean, like we talked about the Jin, the genie character. It's like we want to make a blue version of him. Like
hell yeah.
As soon as like it's like, there's a certain Disney movie with a blue genie, and
now that you mentioned that, there are all those old IPs up for grabs right now, like with the Winnie the Pooh, Steamboat Willie, Popeye.
It's like we actually talked about that, and we were like,
nice.
It could be funny, but at the same point, we were like, we do want to. We want to be careful about our own making this our own take on stuff versus like, hey, we're making some derivative random character that fell out of the patent office or whatever. Like, it's like we want to do our own thing, but at the same point, I'm not saying never. Like there's a chance that Phil's gonna want to make a Winnie the Pooh monster at some point. Who knows?
Yeah, there's
a dinosaur man that could double as a lizard or whatever.
Yeah, there's an insane amount of IPs that are gonna go into the what's it called?
Public domain.
Into the public domain really soon. Some crazy ones, like a lot of like huge superheroes and like all the Disney princesses pretty much. Like there's gonna be some terrible films coming. Some pretty terrible.
I was talking about the Jin, our genie being potentially blue because it's like, there's the
that makes all the sense in the world. Yeah,
blue genie. But it's funny because like that cat, if you paint that figure in like blue-ish tones, he's gonna be very reminiscent of the I think it was Garaka, the villain in Ghostbusters Afterlife, like the ice villain. And it's it's not intentional by any means, but it's gonna look a lot like that, I think.
Yeah,
versatility, baby.
Dust off your Hasbro Ghostbuster figures, boys. It's time.
It's time. I just thought about this. Michael had mentioned doing mermaids earlier. It would be amazing to see you guys do like your take on a Gorgon. Isn't that what Medusa is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Body and the tendrils, the snake, bro. Phil would crush that. Y'all would crush
that. Good one, dude.
Yeah, that would be really nice. There was something I was going to ask you earlier.
A mummy?
We have been talking about a mummy for a while because I actually have a custom here. So Beardy.
Not to be confused with Gordy.
So Beardy made this. He made himself one, and then I bought all the supplies, and I was like, "You're making me one too." So I did not make. I am a customizer as well, but I did not make this. This is made with the I think it's the NECA Creep Show figure.
Okay.
Where wraps all around the Creep Show figure.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I dig that.
Right?
That's what's up.
So I like sexy. We were all looking at this and we were like, oh, this would be so dope, especially with the skinny body. And it's like it's literally just wraps around it. I don't like we're gonna have to, start a relationship with a factory, and we will talk to them about how feasible it would be to do something like this, because like these wraps on it, this is all actual fabric, like wrapped and glued and then painted. So
I was about to say, is that medical tape? What is that?
It's basically like, it's like, you can go and it's like you just have to get like a really thin like gauge. I don't know the proper term for that, but like it's like, yeah.
No, I think it is gauge. I think you're right.
Right, something along those lines.
Yeah,
but
that's not a easy feat though. With the
it would be very labor intensive.
Yeah,
it's like like you got to think that however big the run is, they're sitting there and hand doing
right.
So I don't know if that's even how we would end up being able to do one, because I don't know that it would be cost effective. People already think our stuff is too expensive. So it's like,
oh my
Make it an add-on for the cost of producing the wrap, and then you just get like a shoestring basically packed in with your naked figure.
You got do it yourself, DIY.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I would love to see something like that in like a glow in the dark. Like a glow in the dark mummy that in your display illuminates at night.
Yeah, June is somewhere like, write that down. Because he's doing his mummy Scooby Doo. Shout out to June from Jada Toys. Ever heard of him?
Out to June. Yeah, shout out to June. Shit, what was I finna? Damn it, I forgot. I had a good question that I was gonna ask you.
Sorry, I screwed it up, David.
It's all right. Seeing that mummy made it worth it. That was really nice.
Jada crossover for Scooby Doo. Huh?
There you go.
Cursed Ed meets Scooby Doo.
I mean, like that would the whole team would be terrified if they ran into any of the Cursed Ed monsters.
Oh man, they'd shit their pants.
Try to rip off a rubber mask and just
they'd rip off that Santa mask and they'd be like, Jesus Christ, put it back on.
Dude, the crew meets the Crankle. I'd watch.
Crew meets the Crankle. Oh my god!
Would you let Scooby meet anybody? They make him meet wrestlers in animated movies. Come on, they're not going to be tight about this.
Would you guys ever consider doing like takes on animals, like demon dogs or things like that?
Someone else, like we've been asked that, and Phil was like, "Holy crap!" Like something, a creature for them to ride on and all sorts of things. And it's like, like Phil seemed very excited about the idea of like creating something like that. It's just going to be a matter of like, if the interest is there and it makes financial sense, sure. Like I don't know. The idea of it is cool, but I'm also the same guy who has a DeLorean, a Firefly, a Batmobile, his thing parked on the floor over here. So I'm like, I don't know what to do with half of this big stuff.
You got the Takara Tomy DeLorean?
Sick.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Lucky.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
I mean, lucky or financially irresponsible.
I know, financially irresponsible.
And that's why I didn't order it, because when I get these big things from fucking Hasbro, the HasLab stuff, I'm always like, fuck, where's this gonna go?
Yeah, where is it gonna go? My Giant Man is literally standing on the floor underneath this desk right here.
Dude,
I'm like, I don't know where to put him.
Yeah,
hilarious. Yeah,
Galactus and Sentinel are sitting right next to me. I feel you.
Yeah,
my work desk, I'm like surrounded on all sides right now by just randomness that's come in this week. Bro, it's so yes, that is. I think that's essentially all of our lives. Where what did they say in Fight Club? The things you own eventually own you.
Yep.
Oh Lord.
This is the life. This is the way.
That's the way of the pussy pals. Incredible.
So where else you gonna be tonight, man? What
I'm headed to Highly Posable at
he was in here earlier in the comments.
7:00. Yeah, and then I guess Wade goes on at the same time as
he goes on at the same time. How are you gonna do that?
I don't know. I have to be two places at once. So I'm gonna be on Highly Posable first for a little while, and then hopefully pop over into Wade's stream. Phil has not responded to my text messages, so I don't know if he's like tag teaming with me at all, or if I'm just doing this all myself. We're gonna find out.
He's like, we made it, man. I'm done.
And my son is out in the living room watching One Piece right now and waiting for me to go join him. So
that's awesome. What arc are you guys on?
We just finished. We got crocodiles going on. Hey, Atticus. Where are you at right now? What's happening?
He's about to come in with the thorough play-by-play.
We already met Ace. Ace is gone, and now it's like Crocodile. So, and we're in like, what episode number? 123.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
You know what's funny is that's around where I stopped.
Yeah, so
I got to like 120 something and I was like, I can't do this.
That's so
the Alabasta arc. It's amazing.
He and I had watched it previously, like a few years ago. And then that was like one of the first anime that I started introducing him to. And he was like into it at first, and then it just kind of like he started like he would fall asleep and I would keep watching. And then we just kind of fell off around like after like Chopper joined the team.
Okay.
Like that's when we kind of stopped originally. And then obviously we watched the live action one, and like he's since gotten into anime. We've watched Dragon Ball Z, Super. We've watched Demon Slayer. We've watched Jujutsu Kaisen.
Spy Family, right?
Spy Family. He loves Spy Family. He's into like Solo Leveling. He's really into
Delicious in Dungeon.
Delicious in Dungeon. He loves.
Yeah,
so much. Like literally, there's probably a ton more that I'm missing. But we were like, you know what? We're gonna get back into One Piece. And now, like literally, after I picked him up from school today, and we're driving home, he's like, I think One Piece might be my favorite. And I'm like, that's
really
what every father wishes to hear. One day I'll be living your dream.
And it's like, he's messing with my, like, it's like I let him play with any of my toys. So it's like he's into like the SHF figures, and like I'm turning him into a little toy snob for articulation and stuff. It's great.
Yeah, you were just saying last night that he asked for some figure, right? The grandma had to get him, and it was like 100.
Yeah, he got it was another anime. It's the time that time I got reincarnated as a slime, which is another like kind of fantasy-ish one. And you know, kids these days love slime. So that was the thing. And like he's big into like the Dungeons Dragons, Delicious in Dungeon as well. Like I introduced him to Lord of the Rings.
Is he getting the Figmas or what?
Yes,
the Dungeon Figmas. Hell yeah.
He asked for his birthday, which was in October, for the Figma. That time I got reincarnated as slime Rimuru, which is like
Tempest,
$120 or something like that. Grandma bought it for him, and it is amazing. It's one of the really good Figma. You know, like Figma. I know some people like give them a lot of crap, but like when Figma does a good figure, like you know, like I have this one right here. Vinland Saga, like
oh hell yeah, that Thorfinn right there.
This figure's dope. Like it's super cool. And Figma, you know, the Figma Legend of Zelda figures, their Metroid figures. Like Figma makes some good toys. They just happen to be quite expensive.
Are you counting down the days until your son is old enough to be able to watch Berserk?
No.
We've talked about Berserk in general because he sees like all of my Berserk toys
and your tattoo
on the back of the neck.
No, wait, you don't have the brand of sacrifice, do you?
Yeah,
I do. I have the brand of sacrifice on the back of my neck.
Did you know what that means? You read the story, right? You know what that means, right?
No. No. What does it mean?
You know what's funny, Adam, is that you and I don't even know if you know, but I met you like maybe 10 to 12.
Rick's about to tell the story about how you guys are really brothers, bro. Rick,
he was in the back alley.
On the cast, Rick.
Maybe
he's getting emotional. Look at him.
No, because it's crazy. Because I didn't realize until many years later that I was like, oh fuck, that was Adam. Like 10 or 12 years ago. I don't know if he still does it, but Jerry Macaluso used to do a panel. He might still do it. Used to do a panel at Comic-Con about like, you know, the world of toy making and whatnot.
Yeah.
And sometimes Gene St. Jean would be there, if that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
I've never known how to pronounce it.
That is right.
Eric from Udon would sometimes be there, you know, hello.
Yeah.
I'm here to talk with Jerry. And I remember sitting there next to you, and the whole time you were heckling the fuck out of Jerry Macaluso. And I was like, who is this guy? You would just like yell to take off your shirt, Jerry. It's hot in here, Jerry. Take off
That's
your shirt.
my old boss. We have a good relationship.
Yeah, so I just remember like vividly the guy with the brand of sacrifice heckling the fuck out of Gene St. Jean.
You're like,
Jerry Macaluso.
this asshole.
No, I thought it was hilarious because
good.
you know,
All
there's
right.
so because all of those guys. Well, Jerry can be a little more like
Oh, he
like
is
passionate.
highly opinionated.
Yeah,
he
can be really opinionated and passionate. But you know, Eric was on that panel and Gene St. Jean, and they're very soft spoken.
Yeah.
So it was like very Jerry controlling the conversation. So you just go, "Shut up, Jerry," or something random, and I'd be like, "Who is this guy?" Like,
Jerry will still tell people to this day, like because he hired me to come work at Soda, and I moved because I was back living in New York again. And then I moved to California to go work at Soda in 2005. And he and I used to butt heads all the time about stuff, but he loved it. Like he was like, I mean, he's the one that should be saying this, not me, because it's weird, but he was like, he would be like, I love how Adam isn't afraid to challenge me on things and, make his point. And he loves debating people. He loves to talk things through and, see what the different points are. Like, it's like, that's his thing. He's very, on social media, he does it all the time. He's very controversial in general, I guess, for lack of a better term, but he likes to debate with people. And I would debate about toy stuff. I'm passionate about toys. Nice. And I frequently found his opinion wrong. So I was not afraid to tell him when I thought he was wrong about stuff.
Yeah, I remember it was a hilarious panel, and I was with a guy who's really good friends with Jerry Macaluso next to me, and he's like, "Who the hell is that guy?" He was like, "Who's that guy just yelling things?" I was like, "Dude, I don't know. He's got the mark of sacrifice though. So he's down as fuck." Like, I'll never forget it. He's like, he just kept looking over, like, "Who's that? Who's making all those? Who's yelling?" I was like, "I don't know."
Who is that a-hole that was talking like this? Sir?
Yeah, and then like 4 years later, we were somewhere. And I was like, "Oh fuck, that's the guy that was yelling at Jerry Macaluso that one time in 2018."
I'm famous for being a butthole.
Yeah, it was the best. It was great. Yeah, that was funny. I remember the market sacrifice. And I was like, "Oh yeah, fucking Adam," like 2014 or 2013, whenever that was. That was a wild time.
You just made me remember my question I had earlier.
Hell yeah,
bring it.
It was about cons, and given that we have a year before these will make it into people's hands. Will you guys do the con circuit in 25 and have Cursed Dead out for people to see?
Man, Phil and I both really want to do Legions Con. This past Legions Con, like, it's like, Legions Con always seemed cool, but this past one, that was in early November, looked like a blast. Like, and everyone that I've heard from that went to it loved it. And it's just like, it's small, but it's so focused on just action figures that, it's like, that's dope. Like, I love that. And it's all like contained. It's like, it's in a hotel. Like, so everyone's like kind of staying in the hotel and the con is in the hotel.
And there's a bar in the hotel. So you don't
exactly.
have to
it becomes like a whole, like experience all around, like, don't get me wrong. I've been going to Comic-Con since 2003, and it's like I love San Diego Comic-Con, but San Diego Comic-Con is so big and spread out and focused on, so
everything.
Much entertainment. It's like, it's literally like, it's toys are almost an afterthought. Like, it's like, that's what we all like there, but it's not the focus of Comic-Con by any means. And it's like, to have a convention where it's like, that's it. I would love to go there, and whether that's just visiting or having a booth, whatever, we'll see what's in the cards. PowerCon seemed really cool when it was in Ohio, and I was jealous of like seeing a convention like that where it was like very toy focused, and it seemed like everyone there was having a blast. But now they're kind of merged with Toylanta. That's happening soon, so it's like that's obviously too soon for us to go to right now, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they do with that in the future, whether it's going to be like a teamed up venture or if they're going to go back to Ohio or whatever. Designer Con being in Vegas, I would love to go back to Designer Con at some point. It's not really an action figure scene, but it's a cool convention, and Vegas just sounds dangerously fun.
I was literally about to say that's a little dangerous.
Well,
absolutely dangerous.
We
And
gotta
like
ask Machu how he did out there because he went.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
The big thing about it is like I'm like DesignerCon in Vegas, and then the idea of like working a booth, it's like that seems like a recipe for disaster, because it's like, going out partying at night, and then you have to wake up in the morning and sit at a booth for hours. It's like, I don't know.
You will hate everyone the next day.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe the cursed head are the friends we made on this trip.
Yeah, I remember close to DesignerCon, I was talking to Yoko, and she was trying to convince me and my fiance to go out to DesignerCon, because we do a lot of stuff with about a lot of the Pop Mart stuff, and they had like a big booth over there, and she's there with Rock Love or whatever it may be, and she almost convinced us to go, but just the timing was like really off.
It sounded cool. Like this was the first year in Vegas, and you know, a bunch of people that I know went, and you know, like High School Creations allowed us to display some of our stuff at his booth there, which was awesome. Thank you, Mike. You're awesome. But in general, like it's like I don't know. It depends. Like with all of the conventions, it depends on timing and finances. I'd love to do it. I'd love to either like, you know, go as a fan or go for Cursed Ed. Like it would be great to have a booth presence there.
Yeah.
The next convention is New York Toy Fair. I will be there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Boog, you gonna be there?
Yes.
All right. Well, come visit the Gentle Giant Studios booth. I'll be sitting there very bored.
All right, no doubt.
Yeah, that and
come bring
right
Vegas to Toy Fair.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys gonna
Vegas
hit
and New
that
York?
Cyclops and Ryu immaculate dap up or what?
Hilarious.
Yeah, and then after that, it's WonderCon, right?
WonderCon. So I'm like, I usually get a pro badge for WonderCon, and it's a short drive to Anaheim for me.
Yeah.
So I usually go for a day for WonderCon. So that'll probably happen as well. And San Diego Comic-Con, I have not missed one in, you know, decades.
Almost 20 years, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I missed the ones that didn't occur during the pandemic, but like other than that, I've been at every Comic-Con.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Wow, yeah, that's incredible. I don't know. We're trying to. I think I'm gonna go to WonderCon just at least for like a day or two. Yeah, because Jada's
WonderCon before
when it was here. It was here in the Bay Area.
Right?
Yeah, that was the last time. I went one time when it was in the Bay Area, and I was like, God, I can't wait to go back next year. And then they announced right after, like, we're moving to Anaheim, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is gonna be
I
like
went to
my
that
local
one.
con.
That one was great.
Yeah, I gotta go to this year's. I know Jada's gonna have a big presence there, and we have that relationship with June and whatnot. So I think I'm gonna make the trip, at least just for the day. You know, even if
we're gonna name drop June. June was texting me earlier today. I love June. He's great. We have KBBQ together sometimes, and he was texting me congrats on the Kickstarter, and he said he asked for my address because he's sending me something. So I'm very excited.
What a guy, June.
I'm a big fan of everything they do. So I'm excited.
Rick, if you go to WonderCon, June's not letting you touch shit. And and
the Butterfingers.
I want to plant this seed because I think this would be dope. It's not my idea because you already talked about it, about doing a potential like crossover figures with another independent toy maker. And I know that you have Wade's cast coming up tonight. Are you on Wade's tonight?
I mean, like, as long as he might be mad at me showing up late, especially if I don't have like Phil jumping in there with him first. So who knows? Maybe he won't even let me on the stream.
You know how he'll do like an hour worth of talking shit about you. And
well, that's it. Like, it's because like I'm like literally in like 15-20 minutes, I'm hopping on Highly Postable, which is like the same time as his show. So I know him well enough that he's going to be unbelievably offended about that.
Yeah. Well, you know, Wade, he's either going to be totally chill about it and not care, or he's going to be wildly offended.
Yeah.
Why the fuck you even come on
probably
here?
wildly
Why the
offended.
fuck you even come on
I got,
here?
but I
He
have
wants to be a
something
friend.
for you to
Highly
take
plausible.
to the cast with you to
Okay.
excuse the lateness. Imagine doing an odious Cursed Dead crossover where you guys do your take on Odious as like an exclusive.
Listen, I'm totally down. The funny thing is he likes to tell everyone that, like, it's like, and this is total bullshit, by the way, because like he likes to tell everyone that he asked me about before he started developing Odious on his own. He was like, "Hey, why don't you do Odious as part of the Cursed Dead?" And he says that I just shit on that idea and told him no. So like he claims that happened already. Yeah. So
and look, now that your shit is funded, I know he's going to continue to run with that story now.
Likely, very likely.
Hollywood?
Hollywood. But real talk, bro, you guys doing, because you already do soft goods, you're already in the line of monsters. Odious is like a metrosexual Sasquatch. So therefore, if you guys took him a little more horror,
Wade would be so pissed at you for calling him that.
When
David.
you just called him metrosexual,
yeah, you just a like, metrosexual Sasquatch. You would be like,
right now,
what the?
We are from
what
the
Bay.
Fuck
is metrosexual about it?
I know like 4 different dudes that look like Odious in real life. Flannel shirts, the whole beard, like in a man bun. Come on, bro. It's
all they
a
need is glasses figure. Like Walton.
Huh?
All they need is glasses like you.
With that said, a crossover to do a horrored out Odious with like some battle damage, some torn and tattered and bloody.
I mean, like our figure look. I mean, like in the 24 comparison pictures that I posted, one of them was our drinker figure standing in between the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Odious and the standard Odious, and it's like I think that they go together like peanut butter and jelly. So you know, I am not afraid to try, but we'll have to see what the toy maker has to say about that.
Yeah, toy maker Wade. He's not a toy tuber anymore. He's a toy maker.
Yeah, he used to be a YouTuber. Now he's a toy maker.
Yeah,
he's ascended.
His second Kickstarter is very, very soon.
I believe he was aiming for March.
Yeah,
right.
I think March. Saying? Yeah, I think March is what
has he
said,
dropped hints on what it's going to be?
Yeah, we know them all.
There's
I haven't.
There's a couple.
It's 3, right?
Yeah, like it's bad because it's like I know what they are. I know so there's the army version that he absolutely showed because that was on display at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Junkyard Joe was out there and he's like, "What the fuck, man?"
He was pissed about Junkyard Joe, and I was like, Junkyard Joe is going to be long sold out by the time you offer yours. So it's fine. It's accurate. So like it's all good. But yeah, that one, I believe he showed the Inuit one at Legion's Con. And then I think he's teased at least some artwork for another one.
Yeah, he's shown just the head sculpt, I think, of the cowboy.
Okay. Because I've seen a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And that one I think is going to be like people are gonna really love that one. And whether they use it just as Odious or they do some head swaps.
Yeah, see, Brad is in the comments here. He's saying, "Don't forget Cowboy Odious." So he's
that's the one
shown the sculpt, the head.
I wasn't sure what other people had seen of that one versus what I've seen.
Yeah, because sometimes he only does it like on a random stream, and like if you weren't there at the random stream, you wouldn't know that like he showed it off or whatever it is.
Someone said Rick Jones said there is a Ronin Odious as well.
Oh yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be in this next Kickstarter, but there's definitely one that he's developed. I think. Shout out to Rick Jones. He's a local. He's a Bay Area man.
Is he
local? Another Rick. Yeah.
Another Rick in the Bay.
Oh no, they're multiplying.
Yeah, I don't. Hopefully, it is a part of this one, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's in this one. I know those 3 100% are. I don't know that Ronin Odious is going to be this round, but I know that he's like definitely like worked on it and is developing it. Hopefully it is. I'm not sure. Maybe they're right.
Has he made a Monster Hunter Odious?
No, not yet. Not
No?
yet.
Wearing like Cursed Dead t-shirt underneath his Monster Hunter
Yeah,
gear.
and then
Well,
and then the
potential is
Pussy
there, bro.
Pal sweater.
That's that's kind of a, like we had Phil wanted to develop a Wendigo, but one of the things is like, I do the stream occasionally with Wade where we call it Wade as an acronym. It's like myself, MCU Collector, Art with Toys, and Wade is the acronym for the Wendigo Anti-Defamation Establishment. So it's like having a Wendigo in the Cursed Dead is like kind of a subtle nod to like some streamer stuff as well. So and I love how the Wendigo came out too. So
well, I hope that you continue to do Wendigo Wednesdays, even if it's like once a month. I don't. Is he still traveling with you everywhere?
Okay, so I will say this: I do not. I had banked enough Wendigo content for the month of the Kickstarter, and then I shipped the Wendigo Paintmaster to 1/6 Shooter. So you guys saw the photos that we posted of Wendigo that 1/6 Shooter Trevor took.
Nice.
And those were some beautiful pictures, but he actually still has the prototype right now, so I'm likely going to miss some Wendigo Wednesdays, but it's not something that I will let slide entirely. Wendigo Wednesdays will happen, they just might not happen on a weekly basis anymore.
All right, I'm sure your wife is pleased that Wendigo left the building.
Yeah,
after the where were you guys? Yosemite?
Yeah, Big Bear.
Big Bear.
Yeah.
You were hilarious for that. That was a good story, bro. All right. Well, I know you got to get ready to bounce out of here. Let's let you do one more victory lap plug, and let's bring home the stretch goals. Where are the numbers at right now? Can we see the numbers one more time?
I think they went up. I actually just refreshed. I think we're over 180 now. Is that right?
Hell yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So it is climbing still, and we have a little over 23 hours left to go. And please, if you are interested in these, the Kickstarter campaign pricing, for the next 23 hours, that's going to be the lowest prices that you can lock these in at. So go place a pledge, take a look through the campaign, look at all the different bundle options. And if you're interested, pledge. And then otherwise, there's still time to share. So if you have any toy friends on social media, there's a chance that they have not heard about us yet, despite my initiative over the past month to be everywhere online.
Yeah, send us a little bit of something, some type of signage or something, so we could post it and collab on Instagram too.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah, Poncho's asking a good question before you head out. He's saying, do late pledges go towards stretch goals too?
Yeah, so I just answered that both in there's a Kickstarter, like the comments section, and people were asking about it for clarification. And I also posted a Kickstarter update about it. And there's an Instagram post that shows you how to go in and tweak your pledges and add-ons. So yes, the answer is yes. Late pledges do count towards the stretch goal. Big Bad Toy Store is potentially going to also order more than they've already ordered with us. That will be outside of the Kickstarter. That money goes towards the stretch goals as well. So we're literally like, I'm pretty confident that we're going to make these stretch goals happen no matter what. And the way to lock in the best stretch goal pricing is to do it before the campaign ends. They'll still be available in the late pledge options, but it will be a couple dollars more. So they're open in add-ons right now. You can add them on. Yes, I know that is like, hey, I guess it's risky if you're worried about that. But, in general, the idea is that if for some reason that the stretch goals didn't happen, you would get either a refund for that basic figure, or you could swap it if you would just want another basic figure. But I feel pretty confident in saying we're going to make sure the Mangler happens at the very least. Okay. I think, this is continuing to make money. People are going to continue to get in on it, and we're going to continue to offer these to outside retailers, which is just going to up the amount of money that we've made, which is going to go directly into making these toys.
No doubt. Let's crack this other 20 in a few hours.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Have you not shown the second stretch goal? Because
we have not. It is another demon. So we have 3 demons in the line. Like the demons are our bad guys. The second one is yet another demon, and it is a little bit of an anthropomorphic kind of demon thing going on. So Phil is hopefully working on that. And we would like to tease that, but we want to get a little bit further along before that happens. And no,
that's fair.
We want to make more toys, guys.
Love it, man.
Nice.
Love this for you. Love to see good things happen to good people.
I appreciate all you guys. Like A.C.B.A, you guys have been awesome to me forever. Like I'm a big fan of everything you do. I thank you for having us on to talk about this stuff. You guys all rock. I love you as friends and as toy tubers and
as men,
photographers, and just men.
And how about as pals?
As a pussy pal, I would
Yeah.
say that you guys are the greatest.
There you go.
Awesome, man. Wishing you guys nothing but continued success. This was a big win, not just for you guys, but for the toy community as a whole. So keep up the great work. Looking forward to Wave 2. I want to have that werewolf in my collection.
Oh, yeah.
You and so many other people. Trust me, that's like one of the number one questions we've had for a couple of years now. When can I have the werewolf? And I'm like, it's coming, I swear. It's gonna happen.
Now, these drinkers and hate and rage are going to look very, very good on my shelf. And I may sneak in one more 3-pack before the chaos closes out because they look really great.
Oh, baby.
All right, follow Adam going over to the next stream, and you guys keep supporting, keep sending in those pledges, and let's tack on another 20 in the next few hours if we can before they close up. Hopefully you guys double up in 23 hours. That would be amazing.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
I'm going to run so I can go take a leak and refill my drink before I jump on stream number 2.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming on, Adam.
Thanks for chatting.
Later, bud.
Keep the camera on.
Keep it on. Take it with you.
Rock and roll. Later, guys. Thank you.
Adam. Whoa, the balloons. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
I never saw that before.
I mean,
Jeez, who the hell was that guy?
You know what I meant to talk about real quick was Spider-Man, since we had talked about that last time and we getting close to the price, what the price might be, but whatever. We know the price yet? No, right?
We talked about it briefly. I think we landed
40
on
to 60. I've been
yeah,
seeing.
we all agreed that $44.99 would be the sweet spot, but we were talking about it earlier. After they released the price of that MCU Electro is $34.99.
Right. That's what made me say something about it, because I saw y'all talking about that.
I don't know. The $44.99 may be out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it might be $54.99.
Oh,
that shit is that Electro, bro. I get it. It comes with a lot of electric like add-on parts, but $35, bro.
Yeah,
I ain't feeling
American ones.
American ones.
I ain't feeling it.
That's crazy.
But we'll see. I'm actually tired of people talking about the price of the Spider-Man, and I'm just ready for them to release it and move on, because the reality is you're either going to buy it at whatever price they set, or you're going to pay double that on the secondary market. So pick your poison. It's
also, we gotta be vigilant and be aware that this guy's hell-bent on these tariffs and shit, so we don't know how that's gonna fucking affect things shortly too. So.
Tired of talking about him too already.
Yeah,
it's only been like 12 days.
All right, we're gonna get up out of here. I don't want to end on a sour note, but shit's not great.
Well, with that said, has anybody gotten anything good lately? Has anybody picked up anything?
Yes.
Get it.
What you got?
Oh my god.
Today I got an X-ray on my crankle, and
Yo, that's the most grown man shit ever.
On my grown man ankle, my crankle, I got an X-ray. They're like, you either got tendonitis or arthritis. I was like, God damn, we'll find out.
That's that
So I
grown man.
hobbled my way down the across the street, like I need to pick me up, and I went to Barnes and Noble, and they had the new SH Figure Arts Nami from One Piece.
Oh
So
wow!
I grabbed that.
Was it on sale?
You know, but it's been a hard day. You don't gotta put me down like that.
All right, okay, full price.
And it was worth every penny.
So I didn't even know that you were a One Piece stan like that, Mike.
Oh hell yeah!
That's your jam, huh?
I just like maybe a week ago caught up. I'm current now. I went from not reading in 2024 or not like anything of One Piece to now I'm all the way caught up.
Wow,
that is commitment.
Yeah,
It's still ongoing,
the SHF One Piece figures have been really nice.
I only own a handful, and they're all like the main characters. So I don't have any of like the wacky looking ones yet.
Yeah, I heard that people were talking shit about the last one that came out, the white Luffy, whatever gear that is. I heard that one wasn't great. Yeah, I saw that made a lot of people's like worst figure of the year lists.
Really?
Yeah, I heard it wasn't great.
They tried something that didn't land. It was so instead of having articulated hard plastic limbs, they gave him like interchangeable stretchy limbs.
Yeah.
But it just didn't. Apparently, I don't own it, but apparently it didn't translate as well once you actually put it on the figure.
That sounds like it would work in theory. What was the real problem? I don't understand. We've seen.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe balancing it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the character, but I try to watch as many top 10 and worst 10 lists of the year for 24, and he made at least 3 or 4 different content creators like worst figures of 24 in their top 10.
Crazy.
Which is crazy because Figure Arts, SH Figure Arts stuff rarely makes a top 10 worst list.
It's pretty wild that like even a worse list is a thing now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's easy based around the amount of, you know, figures that we get year to year across multiple lines. And if you're somebody who collects across multiple lines and, you know, isn't just stuck with like legends or whatever, it's pretty easy to put together a worst 10 figures of the year.
Yeah, for sure. It is.
I'm looking at my shit right now and I could name quite a few.
I got one. The movie Sonic figures. A lot of them have been great, but the Knuckles was terrible.
Damn, really?
Yeah, he looks great, but I had to return that one. He couldn't move for shit.
Damn. I am excited those movies are doing well. The one time
was so much fun.
The one time the fan base got it right.
Yeah.
When they bashed the first Sonic design and the studio actually listened.
Oh, thank God.
The third movie was exactly like the video game it was based on, so I loved it.
Yeah, you know, there was one thing I wanted to talk about before we go, actually, and this just all reminded me because we ended up going into so many tangents. Did anybody watch Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man?
No.
I just watched episode 1 before I came over to the cast.
Hold on. What was this? Was this the new Spider-Man that said the woke shit the other day?
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I don't know why he shouldn't have said anything.
I hope they recast his ass just to show him he should shut his fucking mouth.
But it didn't even make sense. Like I couldn't gauge where he. It was a silly thing to say.
It was just it was it was a silly thing to say. How was the show? How was the show though?
I thought it was good.
It was woke. It was some woke bullshit. Wasn't
it? Not even on some woke bullshit. It was the biggest thing that stood out to me. Spider-Man as a character doesn't need a crutch. Nobody puts baby in a corner when the baby is fucking Peter Parker. So without giving any spoilers away, seeing Spider-Man be reliant on yet another Marvel character to be Spider-Man already turns me off because I'm like, Spider-Man is standalone. Like Spider-Man doesn't need to stand on the shoulders of giants because Spider-Man is the fucking brand when it comes to Marvel. So why in the MCU does Spider-Man need to be reliant upon Tony Stark, Iron Man? Why does Spider-Man in his fucking cartoon need to be reliant or have to have an assist from another hero? It doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, I kind of get where it could make sense because Spider-Man's kind of like this underdog and like he's sort of like a premier superhero, but then again not really because he's poor. like I don't know, it's different.
And you know what, it's just that you've not finished because it doesn't do that.
I'm only speaking on the first episode that I saw.
How many episodes is up?
Two.
Okay.
But in the first episode it establishes Spider-Man and how he got his powers. So that's what I'm referring to.
Okay. What where's this showing? Where can we view this?
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Oh, it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
I did not know that. Okay. All right.
And I do agree with you and P, Rick. This is probably some of the wonkiest looking web slinging I've ever seen on any Spider-Man show or any Spider-Man property ever.
Oh no.
Yeah,
So
and you know,
trash.
And you know, it's tough because the art style, I'm kind of telling myself, well, maybe it's the art style, but I don't know. They could have done a better job.
Yeah, for sure.
But the show itself, I've enjoyed. I've enjoyed.
Okay. How's the voice acting for Peter Parker? I don't know this guy at all. I don't know.
It's passable.
Okay.
Yeah, it's solid. It's solid. You know what I didn't like, but she changes in the second episode. I did not like what Aunt May had going on with that accent.
What? It's not a New York accent? What is it?
She does have one, but it's like Aunt May's never had anything like that.
Right.
Like,
is it an old Aunt May or a young Aunt May?
Young Aunt May. She has like a Queen's accent. Like man, she don't talk like that. What the hell is this? Like, she's Aunt May. Why she sound like that?
So again, I don't want to get into too many spoilers for the people that haven't seen it, P. But unless that is revealed in episode 2, that shit didn't look like it came from a lab. So
yeah, I do wonder where that came from. I
do
wonder where it came from.
And so already off break, the vibes that it looked like from episode 1, it didn't look like it came from a lab because the person that he was rolling with, or not rolling with, but the person who showed up don't be in labs. They be on like some other interdimensional type shit. So when I saw something come from some interdimensional type shit, I was like, that's lame. But anyway, watch it. It's Spider-Man, and if you like Marvel shit, it's good. It's good for what it is. Okay. But it's just a very, very different take. A very, very different take.
Hashtag not my Spider-Man.
I don't want to be that guy. You know, I've watched pretty much all of the iterations.
Oh no, you're a Fox News grandpa, bro. It's over.
Here we go.
This Spider-Man series was legally produced by Disney and Marvel. It is legally your current Spider-Man.
Get off my lawn.
What else? Anything else worth watching? Yeah, anything you picked up or anything worth watching?
Season 2 of Lioness.
I don't know anything about that either.
That's some old man shit.
Nah. So this is some. It starts with some old man shit, but it's gonna segue to some hot shit. So the dude, Tyler, is it Tyler or Taylor Sheridan, the guy that does Yellowstone?
I think it's Tyler.
Tyler Sheridan. So this cat is basically running Hollywood right now, and he has a show that's in season 2 with Zoe Saldana, called Lioness. And she basically is like some badass CIA operative that like goes on these crazy ass killer missions. It is probably some of the best acting that you will have ever seen from Zoe Saldana. And it is some of the best action on TV right now. Season 2 up the ante. Morgan Freeman is in it. Nicole Kidman is in it.
Really? And this is a weekly TV show?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That shit is I don't know what network it's on, but look it up. Lioness season 2. I assure you You will like it. It's something you can also watch with your lady, because my lady is normally not into that kind of shit, but she has watched every episode with me, seasons 1 and 2. Really good show, high production value. It's really good.
Nice. Okay.
Strong endorsement from me.
All right. With that said, I guess we gonna get up out of here. I didn't buy anything this past week. Well, actually, I kind of did, but I haven't seen it in hand yet.
Yeah.
But
this guy, mystery man over there.
I
heard the strong cosign in the background. Damn. Somebody give that woman a creator credit. Damn, that was beautiful.
Oh no.
Hey, I think this is like I'm not pocket watching, but I think this is like the second week in a row I heard you say you ain't bought nothing. Don't let marriage change you, sir. Don't give up your addiction, sir.
He's looking over his shoulder like, is Ashley there? Yeah, I didn't buy anything.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll talk in the chat.
Yeah, this
you gotta order it so that way the boxes can be merged in with the moving boxes. It all blend together during the shift.
2020's Boog is on a different wave, man.
Hey, but I'm telling you, the longer you get married, the easier it gets. You got to just assert your dominance, because what I started doing. No, listen. The way I do it, you gotta mark your territory.
I know she ain't home right now.
Mark your territory, because when my Amazon boxes come, I just open them, take my shit out, and throw them in the middle of the floor, and be like, "Yeah, I bought it. Yeah, I bought it." And just let the pile build until they don't even say nothing anymore. And that's when, like, all right,
definitely not home.
I got a lot of shit to just even like open. So I'm a chill for a little while longer for sure.
All right,
I gotta open a lot of stuff.
Happy wife, happy life, bro.
No doubt. P, where you at? You around?
He's in the chat.
Yes. Okay. All right. We gonna get up
Peeking
out of
over
here.
the fence at us this whole time.
Big shout out to the Curse Dead crew. I'm really happy that they made it over the initial finish line, but there's still some more to go. So you guys get out there, support them. We're gonna have a post up on Instagram if you don't know where to go by now, which you should. And shout out to D Walt, shout out to Michael Wisman, shout out to P, shout out to Rick, shout out to everybody that hung out with us this evening. We love y'all. Oh, I meant to mention this. Today was actually the 14th year anniversary of the A.C.B.A. Facebook group.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
How's it feel to be raising 2 teens? No.
Yeah,
that was sweet.
That's crazy. So yeah, A.C.B.A. we're pretty much the whole like kind of toy photography and like displaying and like collecting boom really started from.
You like that extra toy aisle at the back of your Target? You're welcome.
Yeah, basically.
Hey, 14 years in the month of February, starting tomorrow, Black History Month. I'll be the first person to throw in. This month, I'm making it official because I can. A.C.B.A. will be doing a giveaway every week this month of February to celebrate our 14th year anniversary. And I will contribute something for the first giveaway that happens the first week of February.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
I'll let you guys do it on the podcast or whenever y'all feel appropriate to do it. But I will contribute something to the first giveaway for the first week.
All right. Well, then you got me on the hook too. I will contribute something for the second week. We'll keep it going.
Yeah, we'll figure out how we're gonna pick people to give away because I just made that shit up off the top of my head. But that's a thing.
No, let's do it. Let's do it. Because Simon, I didn't respond to you, but I did see your message in the admin group, and yeah, we're working on it, man. We gonna get there in terms of little tournaments and competitions and things just to kind of get everybody's creative juices flowing and stuff like that. I think people were a little exhausted after Christmas and the New Year, and you know, just the way kind of things is going in the world, people is just kind of fucking tired and exhausted right now. So
definitely
say that.
So yeah, we'll do that. I'm with you there. But again, thanks everybody this evening for hanging out. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell down there. And until next time.
Goodbye. If Pancho's planning this right, then goodbye.
Man, good show, guys.
Was there any movies that came out recently?
I haven't seen them yet, but there's Nosferatu.
Oh, right. I started to click on that the other night and watch it, but I was like,
Oh, I watched a new movie, but it is cheesy. It's called Werewolves. Crossbones from MCU.